How's it going? My name's Tom Jeffrey. I'm going to do some technique stuff for you guys to help you hopefully with this song, Spanish Romance or Romanza, Spanish Dance. It's called all kinds of things. It's played by lots of beginning to intermediate classical guitar students, and it sounds like this. I'll just play a little bit. That's basically the A section right there. So what I think is really important to get about doing this and playing this song and thinking about fingerings, both right hand and left, is first just think about your right hand fingering, okay? This is all free strokes. P, A, M, I, thumb, ring, middle, index. The most important technique stuff that I ever learned was to keep your right hand really steady when you're doing this stuff. You don't want your hand bouncing all around and trying to hook too much when you're doing this stuff. The technique is this. It's a simple squeeze of the fingers and closing the hand like a quarter of the amount, okay? So you never make a tight fist and you never pull this way. It's just like this, just a little closure of the hand. This is the same throughout the entire song, so super easy. Just keep it steady. Keep it about the back of the sound hole for a nice balanced sound. You can move around and switch on repeats and come back here. Make it sound more mellow by moving up here, more dolce over the sound hole. But basically, this is ground zero right here, right at the back of the sound hole. Just talk a little bit about some left hand stuff. When it comes to fingering for this song, I'm going to start out with my pinky on it. You can start out with any finger you want really, but the way that I'd like to run it is to go pinky, middle, middle, index. Okay? Number of ways you could do it. That's just the way that feels good to me. So something that I want you to notice, especially about my left hand technique, I think this is really important for classical, is that you want your knuckles and your center of gravity of your hand to be below the neck and in front of the neck a little bit. Not completely below like this. If you're back here and your thumb is in this position, you're going to be in a weak position. You want your thumb to be kind of almost going straight up. That way your center of gravity is in front of the neck of the guitar. Think about typing on a keyboard or playing a piano. You wouldn't reach over and hook like that. You need to be above it. And it's the same thing on the guitar. Classical technique. So here I am, watch this. Stay on your fingertips a lot. Fingertips, when you think about your fingertips, that's going to put your hand in a good place. If you're on your pads, your knuckles are not going to be in a good place. So if you get to your tips, automatically you see the elbow comes forward, the wrist goes to a good place, and the knuckles go to a good place. Like this, setting up the pinky for the next position. Pinky, middle, pinky, bar. Just a quick tip on the bar. The bar technique can be one of the hardest techniques for anyone to do on the guitar, whether it's classical, electric, or anything. Think about your bar finger covering the whole fret by about a quarter of the finger. Not halfway. If it's halfway, it's going to be muted. It's going to be too far. But if it's too far back, you're doing a couple of things. You're making it so you're going to get worse sounding bars, and you're also going to make it so you have to reach farther with any other finger that has to work. So bar there, lock in the pressure here, sink it in. And these fingers, it takes a while to get good at, but these fingers have to be basically able to move anywhere they need to move, while this finger is totally strong and immovable. Anyways, I just want to give you a real basic intro on the song. When you get into other sections of it, there's other challenges. But one really important thing, just as a final note to mention about classical technique, is notice this bar chord technique. And notice the technique of when I started the song. Notice the bar chord technique, and notice the technique of when I started the song. It's the same technique. The only difference is where the thumb is. So if my thumb's up here for the bar, my thumb's down here for when I start the song. That's what makes classical technique effective and efficient, is that you're not playing in a bunch of different positions. If I play my bar here, and then when I go to my pinky to play here to start the song and I'm here, this is a whole different technique, it's a whole different world. And you can sure do it, you can get by and be an amazing player, even better than I am. But it's gonna take a bit longer. So if we wanna be efficient, think about doing everything the same way, whether it's a bar chord or whether it's individual melody notes with an arpeggio like this.